are live and alive, of course. Boom. You are
Yes.
live on the Truman Show, episode 453 with
Oh.
the great Frank Shields. How are you, Frank?
Oh, well, yeah. Enjoying this early times in the day.
Yeah, it's always good to. I like these moon days to start our PT's book review. Today we're gonna start with a great one, the Like Me syndrome. And I think that's something that everyone is affected by, even once you start to realize certain stuff. You still, at one point, you let go of that syndrome for sure, because you realize it's not about being like or whatever this. It's about putting your attention onto higher and divine, not getting attention for yourself. But
Yes.
this whole like me syndrome is very, it can be very bad for your mental health. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, Frank, I'll let you go on and read it, and then I'll do the French one after.
Yes. Sounds
So
good.
we can dive deep right now. Yeah.
Here we go. The like me syndrome. There is a massive like me syndrome happening on this planet, much more than any other syndrome they talk about. You should like me. Why don't you like me? People should like me. Why doesn't everyone like me? All this is strange considering that most here are just passengers on the train to hell. Why should anyone like anyone who is just another passenger on the train to hell? And how would that liking help them? Will that help them get off that train? No. It would just make them more unwilling to get off it. What is there to like in a being who is not in control of their destiny and just free falling into deeper hells? People of now are asking to be liked for just existing. That too, they can hardly manage. A very pathetic, hell-bound state of affairs. Why not strive to evolve one's being to a point where one can lead others out of hell, so that there is some point to others liking one, instead of wanting others to like one, even though oneself has no clue whatsoever.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Le aime-moi syndrome. Il y a un syndrome aime-moi massif qui se passe sur cette planète plus que n'importe quel autre syndrome dont il parle. Tu devrais m'aimer. Pourquoi tu ne m'aimes pas? Les gens devraient m'aimer. Pourquoi est-ce que tout le monde ne m'aime pas? Tout cela est étrange considérant que la plupart ici sont juste des passagers dans le train qui va en enfer. Pourquoi est-ce que quiconque devrait aimer quelqu'un qui est un autre passager dans le train qui va en enfer? Et comment le fait qu'ils soient aimés les aideront? Est-ce que ça les aiderait à descendre de ce train? Sometimes I struggle a bit in French too. Non, cela leur donnerait encore moins envie de descendre. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a à aimer chez un être qui n'a pas le contrôle de sa destinée et dégringole dans des enfers plus profonds? Les gens d'aujourd'hui demandent à être aimés juste parce qu'ils existent. Ça aussi, ils ont du mal à le gérer. Une situation pathétique limitée à l'enfer. Pourquoi ne pas faire tout son possible pour évoluer son être à un point où on peut mener les autres hors de l'enfer? Pour qu'il y ait une raison pour que les autres nous aiment, au lieu de vouloir que les autres nous aiment, même si on n'a aucune idée de quoi que ce soit. And that's a lot what's happening is people want to be liked, but they're all like, it's the hive mentality also. They're all very comfortable without shame and like me. Like also you have it on Facebook, that like me syndrome, the little blue thumb and stuff. The like. So that like me syndrome is propagated too. So until you realize that, yes, it's about, first of all, you liking your own self. I think, like, if you get to like your own self and what you bring into this world, then you can make other people evolve. So, like he said it's okay to share and stuff, but make sure what you share can make others evolve also. Don't
Right.
just mesmerize people with nonsense that just because you want to be like. But a lot of people in this world will go out and do stuff just because they look for likes. They look for to be like. I think even with your children, if you seek uh, constantly to be like, you're not going to lead very effectively. As a father, I know that I always tell them, if you hate my gut, it's because I'm doing something good.
Yes.
If you hate me at times and you have weird words coming in your head about me, that's cool because I'm doing something nice. I'm triggering. I want you to evolve. So
Mhm.
definitely with my children in the first place, I try to really lead effectively and not. Uh, I don't want to be me. I'm on a love train. I'm a chauffeur. But no, PT is the chauffeur of the love train. PT is the chauffeur. I'm the engineer in the love train. That's it. But the train, make sure the train that you're on doesn't go straight into deeper L's,
Yeah.
because often that's what happens. You follow someone for no apparent reason whatsoever that they should be followed. Like, what are they bringing to you? Are they helping you evolve? Are they showing you a greater facet of yourself that what you have been conditioned to think about yourself? I think that's very important for if you start following others, or make sure that they're there to, yeah, to make you evolve. Like PT definitely can help someone evolve out of L. So definitely I like PT. I like PT a lot. Definitely, but there's a reason why I like him. Like, it's not just because he's PT and what he represents, but yeah, he represents the truth, the reality, and the divinity on this plane. That I agree,
Mhm.
and that's a good reason to like someone. Like,
Right.
if you like someone because they're devolving, there's good chance you're gonna devolve too. If you start
Mhm.
liking people that are on the path of evolution, you will evolve.
Yeah.
So I think it's not so bad in itself, the syndrome, but it's when it's applied to negativity and stuff that doesn't make you evolve, then the like me syndrome starts to be very detrimental for a being to attach to this like me syndrome.
Mhm.
But yeah, if it's for evolution, definitely I like PT. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Frank, give me your idea of the
Yeah.
us and our like me syndrome.
Right. Yeah. The like me syndrome is, like you said. I mean, I think it's a natural thing to want, because it feels like, even as a child, like to receive the things that you need, to get the food that you need, to get the kind of like the contact and the comfort and that love and those kind of things like that. It's all connected to this whole, to our whole being, like emotional, physical, mental. Like it affects us, like when we receive the things that we need, like food, or as a child, like a loving touch and things like that. Yeah, it releases kind of these things in our, um, neurochemistry. Like the dopamine comes, and you feel like that squirt of like positivity, and you feel that warmth, and you feel that nourishment from the mother, and that safety and that protection from your family and stuff like that. So then, we want to increase those things. But the thing is, in the world that we're in today, there's a lot of, reward, or that, positivity, that attention is given to, beings who, they don't know, like, what is the right thing to speak, what is the right example to set. And that's what P talks about a lot in this, in Peace Gita, is that you can't go around. you shouldn't go around trying to get attention from others if you don't have anything that's positive, influential, and a beneficial way to our spirit, our consciousness. Like we need to be able to show an example or speak things that are going to be helping others to know more about, okay, how do I live life? How do I interact with my environment, with my peers, the people, my family, whoever it happens to be, in a way that is not going to be destructive or harmful to myself. It's not going to be harmful to the environment. And so this whole like me syndrome, P is just pointing that whole thing out. Like, there has to be a point, right? There has to be a point to why you would, cast your affinity towards something, or that why do you like something? Have you ever, that point of self-inquiry comes up, like, why am I like the way I am? Why do I have certain interest in certain things? Because there can be like an alluring nature to certain styles or certain ways that things are, but you have to also be able to see through that and see, okay, what's the underlying message of either some type of music, some type of comedy or movie, or like what's actually being expressed there. So am I taking in things that are teaching me or showing me an example of like how to live in a positive way, or am I taking in things that are kind of derailing me from being centered and being able to speak the right kind of things, being able to feed myself well, being able to just do the things that you need to do, doing the needful things to live in a balanced and a peaceful, harmonious kind of way. So like P's saying here, why not strive to evolve one's being to a point where you can lead others out of misery or out of hardship, out of struggle? To be able to do that, you have to start taking the steps yourself first, and then you can be an example for others. And so how do we do that? And the things that P teaches that are so simple, take care of your diet, feed yourself well, work on just having a centered posture. Even just these very simple things, really, they start having a beneficial and a positive effect over the long run. Having a centered posture, having a centered kind of and a balanced kind of diet, a way that you're feeding yourself in a way that is as least harmful to all of the other beings and as most harmonious as you can be to the environment. So you don't have to eat a murder diet.
And I would add also, start being creative. Start,
right.
Bringing your creativity to life. We're all very much on the deep rest until we bring something of value into this world. It was my case. And me, I focus on music. I love music, love reggae music. So for sure, the focus is going to be on this. But for someone else, can be some other things that that makes them evolve also.
Right.
But definitely, the creativity has to be expressed.
Yeah, and if you want to get into that creative element, you want to be expressing something that is real, something that's true. To even just something that we can do each and every day is just like celebrate this divine existence that we're in, and this opportunity we have to learn, to grow, to love, to be walking the path of evolution. I mean, to celebrate that and to express your gratitude for that, I mean, that is a very worthwhile endeavor, to put your energies into a creative space when you're expressing something positive like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can all relate to, like all the hardship and all the misery and all the pain that goes on in our life, but we already experienced all that, and that's one of the things that P talks about too. That is part of this thing, so we don't have to delve into the pain and the fear and the suffering. we need to be able to, and not to pretend like it's not real. We all know that it's there, but to put our energy towards expressing something that we can keep our focus on the positivity, keep our focus on doing what's right, you know?
Yeah, and often also our attention is put on being like, you want people to like you and stuff. Why don't you put the focus on being liked by Iron Divine?
Yeah,
Like, to
right.
me, that's my focus. I want to be like, yes, but by higher forces.
That's the one that counts, you know?
That's the one that counts. I don't care
Yeah.
another freaking muggle on earth like me or not. That I don't give a shit. But higher and divine, or just take example, PT. I know PT likes me. Look at all the stuff he's done here on the Trouban Show. So that is important for me a lot more than being liked by someone on the devolving path. Like you can easily tell the one that's wants to evolve in their speech and their posture, like you say, everything,
Yeah.
what they listen to, what they watch. If they're what they do at night when they're alone. It's not so much. What counts is not what you do when everyone sees you. What I do here, it's what I do when I'm alone. That's what matters. And if I can bring that creativity to life and stuff, definitely there's something there with that like me syndrome that we should all recognize and really put that attention onto, yes, being liked, but by higher and divine higher forces.
Mhm.
And so then the blessing, if you want to call it the blessing, can enter your life, and it
Yeah.
won't be, it's going to be overwhelming, definitely, because now you're dealing with higher forces. It's overwhelming. For sure, it's not very overwhelming life when you deal with low vibration. But once you
Right.
start dealing with high vibration, uh, you're not going to chase anything else but higher, being liked by higher and divine. Trust me,
It's the bliss. It's the
it's
best
bliss.
feeling.
It's bliss. It's
Yeah.
in only when you have experienced it that you can really know the feeling associated, loved with it.
Right.
So she loved. Can I say that?
Like that.
Struggle with the hate. I want to let the hate go of my vocabulary, so I
Yes,
try
yes.
to. So next is the I've mind, Frank. That's another
Yes,
good one. It's a follow up of the like me syndrome, pretty much. The I've
exactly.
mind. Right.
Yes. Let's go with this one. Hive mind. People, when quizzed deep enough, often say they don't know why they behave like they behave or did what they did. Since everything has a reason, no matter how much one denies it, there is an explanation, and it lies in hive mentality. Very few individuals walk this planet, as very few souls are able to step out of the hive mind. Even if they see something wrong in the hive, they are fearful to point it out, for the fear of being excluded. This repeated lack of straightforwardness leads to a confused, blind state, which makes it impossible to see things as they really are. Hive provides comfort and security, very familiar to a beehive or a sheep herd. Sheeps get very fearful of being left behind in the herd, so one carries on following hive parameters, no matter how absurd or illogical, to make sure one keeps pace. The fact that the sheep herd is destined for factory knives is overlooked in the momentary security and the general umbrella for self-indulgent nonsense it provides.
Yeah, l'esprit de ruche. Les gens, quand ils sont assez interrogés, disent souvent qu'ils ne savent pas pourquoi ils se comportent comme ils se comportent, ou ont fait ce qu'ils ont fait. Puisque, puisque tout a une raison, peu importe à quel point une personne le nie, il y a une explication et elle se trouve dans l'esprit de ruche. Très peu d'individus marchent sur cette terre comme très peu d'âmes sont capables de sortir de l'esprit de ruche. Même s'ils voient quelque chose de faux dans la ruche, ils ont peur d'en parler à cause de la peur d'être exclus, ce manque répété de franc-parler. mène à un état aveugle confus, ce qui rend impossible de voir les choses pour ce qu'elles sont. La ruche fournit confort et sécurité, très similaire à une ruche d'abeilles ou un troupeau de moutons. Les moutons deviennent très craintifs d'être perdus derrière le troupeau. Donc, on continue de suivre les paramètres de la ruche, peu importe à quel point c'est illogique ou absurde, pour être sûr de garder la cadence. Le fait que le troupeau de moutons est destiné au couteau d'usine est négligé dans la sécurité momentanée et le salon de thé fourni pour déblatérer des absurdités personnelles. Yeah, l'esprit de ruche, the hive mind, Frank, it's something that a lot of us attach to, and just for the comfort of feeling better with yourself in the matrix mentality, I think,
Right.
because once you start recognizing that you're not really thinking for yourself, also the hive mind, they all think the same. You can like people have the because not only your thoughts are not your own, but once you're in the hive mind mentality and stuff and you think like everyone else, like I know right at start my thoughts are not mine because ABC 1 2 3 doesn't come from me. I haven't
Yeah.
invented the alphabet and the numbers.
Right.
So I know the thoughts are being put into my head with the alphabet and the numbers. Now that's a whole different thing, but I'm talking about the more what people think. You know, what people think is all pretty much within the same parameter of the hive. And if you go out of the hive and start expressing yourself in a way that trigger the hive mentality, they will ostracize you. First of all, they will probably close the door to you because now, whoa, you think differently, and your own family member, your parents can do that, your friends will do that. They will ostracize you just because you think differently, and you trigger too much within them for them to deal with it. So they prefer shut the door and
Hmm.
stay with the hive mind than really explore another facets of life that they have no clue about. Like we don't know that we don't know that we don't know. So in order to know something, you should maybe step out of the hive and start really, you know, everybody wants to rebel, 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 but you cannot rebel thinking like everyone in the hive. So you gotta have your own path. So you gotta move out the hive mind mentality and start thinking for yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, thinking for yourself is a lot because we are so programmed also into believing stuff. So there's a lot of things have that you have to let go. Là. The like me syndrome, the hive mentality, the all
Hmm.
that stuff that keeps you locked in place, like thinking like everyone else and not expressing your authenticity because we're all authentic, we're all unique. There will never be another Frank Shields on earth. Never. Never another man like you with the face, the voice, the
Right.
characteristic that you have, Frank. So why not express it? That's what you're doing. You're expressing. You're trying also to find your higher self, just like me, because we've been conditioned to think that there was only one facet of ourselves, which was the low vibration stuff.
Hmm.
Once you start embracing higher and divine, God, call it whatever you want, but you experience that within yourself. It's all the stuff you experience is within, like even the experience you have outside of yourself in the world, you feel it inside. So the
Hmm.
feelings that we get from also leaving the hive mind is wonderful. It's a rejuvenating, it's a reviving feeling. You know, it's a reviving feeling. You're born again. People use that as born again. Maybe that's what it is. Once you start leaving that hive mind mentality, you become reborn on this earth. And now you're going to explore the world in a much different perspective than you were before, because the hive is also giving you a perspective on life. You don't even have your own. You don't even have your own perspective because, ooh, forget about that. But once you start exactly thinking for yourself, you're going to change your perspective on a lot of stuff. There's two things that you should be really certain of, and I'll repeat it here. Two things for sure. It's that you have a heartbeat and you're breathing. All the rest should be flexible, movable, subject to change. Your beliefs, your perspective, everything. Rest assured that you have a heartbeat and you breathe. The rest, be flexible. Be
Right.
flexible. Because even your souvenirs, everything will change, will fade away, will go. But if you acknowledge that you have a breath, you're breathing, and you have a heartbeat, you're gonna do something. So that's what I realized today, that I am alive,
Yeah.
and that's big. That's huge because I
Mhm.
have more chance uh, to win the lottery, win millions of dollars, than to be alive. The
Right.
odds of being alive are so low. You wouldn't even question sitting 1 minute in front of the TV once you realize that what's
Right.
at stake and the chance you have to be here on this earth at this time. So there's a lot involved into leaving the hive mind. Definitely it's going to feel lonely too, because you're not with everyone the way they think and the way they behave. And so behave, that's why
Right.
the hive mind, they behave. Yeah,
Right.
maybe we should have a different type of behavior. Exactly. And you start finding that higher and divine behavior that you should have, and the respect also for mama earth and all that stuff,
Hmm.
and the people of this earth, and the truth, respect for the truth, for reality, and all that stuff. It's it's bliss. It's bliss, total bliss. And
Yeah.
bliss is not even a word I have heard, I think, before I opened that book. I never heard the word bliss. I'm like, that's an emotion? Oh yeah, today I know a bit. I have a sense of what bliss can be,
Hmm.
definitely. But it's still constant focus on truth, reality, and that will bring you out of the hive mind, because also it's very potent, the hive mind. It can suck you back in very easily.
Oh yeah.
If you don't guard yourself, if you're not serious with it, it's gonna pull you back in. Like you're
Hmm.
gonna levitate slowly back inside the hive.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's levitate. Maybe you don't levitate in your low vibration state. I don't think you levitate. But if you're going on a high, you might levitate. Yeah. But anyway, that's just that is be careful, because they're gonna want to suck you back in also, because
Oh yeah.
it's easier to pull someone down than to bring someone up. It's always easier for anybody to pull you down to their level than to bring you up to another level. Like they don't want you to be on a level higher than them and this and that.
Right.
So you're gonna feel very lonely. I do feel lonely at times. Like, you think I have a horde of cheerleaders at my door because I make music and stuff? No way. Like I have and I rejoice in it, and to me, that is enough. I am enough. You are enough. We're all enough. I realize that, but that's it. It's to and once you start also leaving the hive mind, you're gonna start bringing your creativity to life. That's another thing, because the hive don't want you to be creative. They want you to hurt yourself. No.
Yeah.
So as long as you hurt yourself, the system will love you. So
Yeah.
definitely, once you step out, now you start taking care of yourself and stuff. That's the ultimate rebellion, probably, is taking care of your body the
Hmm.
right way. And the
Right.
right way of taking care of a body is not just exercising, eating good food. The mental has to be there.
Yeah.
So, there's a letting go of a lot of stuff, like I said, belief and construct in your head. And just rest assured that you have a heartbeat, you breathe, and the rest, boom, let it go. Just take it day by day. and make sure you put your attention on Iron Divine. That's it. Like, I don't have any key here, any special magic trick to access Iron Divine. I just live my life day by day, being creative, putting my attention on stuff that matters, and I let the higher forces arrange the rest. I give Jah the glory, like I say always. Give Jah the glory, give Iron Divine the glory, because if I'm on this path, yes, I took a decision at one point, but I feel very much supported. And that's
Mhm.
not support from the hive mind mentality. I feel supported from higher and divine forces. So just that is pushing me to do more each and every day, and
Yeah.
to meet life with more presence and power. And
Hmm.
we're not meeting life with full presence and power within the hive. You're shy, you're in fear, the comfort and stuff, but everything that doesn't kill you will make you grow. So the hive will kill you, the hive mentality, and it will make your vibe dead inside. That's why we say people are walking dead, because they're not vibing inside. The,
Right.
the state of vibration is very, very low.
Mhm.
Once you start moving out of that walking dead state, you're gonna start vibing. Now you're gonna, and your whole body will feel the vibration and the effect of that
Right.
higher vibe. So anyway, I think I've said enough. No? I go on and on. I can speak like that nonstop. Give me your hive mind opinion.
Yeah, yeah. No, you said a lot of good things. One thing that you pointed out that isn't it crazy though? Like to actually be um, a rebel in these times to is to do the right thing. Actually,
Yeah,
take care of yourself, to actually live in a way that's going to like expand and awaken your consciousness. That is rebelling from what the system is
yeah,
providing us today. And so, yeah, the hive mind, we can very much get sucked into that thing of, oh yeah, just you grow up and you go through the system of school, and then maybe you go to university, or maybe you just kind of enter the workforce, and then so you work your job, and then maybe you get married, and then maybe you have kids, and you pay your taxes, and what, and it's a very kind of tough grind, because it's a pretty they give you these little trinkets to entertain yourself with, or little temporary goals to go for. Oh, I'm going to take a vacation, or I'm going to go to the
oh,
beach,
yeah.
and I'm going to come back to this kind of tough grind. Um, and the thing is, this, like you were saying with the earlier one, the like me syndrome, like instead of getting the acceptance from other people who are stuck in hellish situations or conditions, or their loops or whatever it is, because we all experience that. Instead of seeking acceptance from them, we should seek acceptance from divine. We should seek acceptance from the higher. And like this thing with the hive mind is, um, the idea of hive mind doesn't seem unnatural, but the only thing is, with the time that we're in, the hive is being controlled by the king and queen of the hive. They don't have our interest. They don't have our well-being. Like that's not what they really care about. The king and the queen of the hive at this time are more parasitic. They're feeding off of us. They're feeding off of our hard work. Off of they're dependent on us being ignorant and not actually seeing what's going on. So just think, if the hive was actually run by uh, beings who were teaching us how to evolve, teaching us how to take care of ourselves, and we could all kind of sink into that hive flow, but it was actually of an uplifting, of a realistic, of a truthful sense. And I think that just has to do with the time that we're in, because right now we're in according to the Vedic view, we are in Kali Yuga, which is the age of ignorance, the age of darkness, where the consciousness is at its lowest. But we are also at the precipice. We're at a turning point in which the age of enlightenment or Satyug is starting to make that turn, that the sun is rising on the horizon. The light of consciousness is starting to shine. People are starting to wake up to all of the confusion and all of the things that have been, that we have been convinced to choose for ourselves. Because even in the age of ignorance, it's still us who is making the choice to be unnatural,
Oh
So
yeah.
we have to, and now we're at this point in which we're starting to learn, we're starting to grow, we're starting to realize what makes life work in a balanced way. What actions are required for us to feel real happiness, feel real positivity, and so, unfortunately, or however we want to, however it can be said, the hive, the common momentum right now is to not take care of yourself, basically to chase all these illusions. And then once you realize, once you got that thing that you thought was going to give you happiness or a good feeling, you look at it and then it turns into sand and it just falls through your hand and you're like, oh, what? I just spent all that time, all the energy chasing this thing, this dust now. So you want to find the things, you want to find those eternal jewels that don't, turn into sand and fall away. And those are actually seeking that union with higher and divine, because those are the treasures in heaven, are the things in which we can find and rejoice in, taking care of ourselves, that real love, that real positivity. And so, yeah, unfortunately, the hive of today is not leading us toward a higher existence, but it's, we're disintegrating basically if we follow today's hive. But at the same time, once you can really see that, then you can't unsee it. You can see it everywhere. It's like putting on those They Live sunglasses or whatever.
Yeah.
You can see the reality of things, and then so you see that everywhere. And then it becomes a motivation. It becomes a motivation to do the right thing. And yes, it is the few and far between of us who are starting to take the actual steps toward living that uplifting life. But as time goes along, hopefully people will start to awaken and want to take care of themselves, because that's the funnest thing, really, and it's just like you said, you become overwhelmed with like joy and
Oh
happiness,
yeah.
and it's just really inspiring, the creativity and the depth of the way that you actually experience those feelings and those that forward and upward movement it's really like, that is what getting high is. You're actually getting higher, you're getting a higher perspective, and you can actually understand more. You can have deeper realizations about your own nature and the real truth of divine. So and then you can see how all that operates, and it's all working within this divine algorithm, this phi kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's really cool. So yeah, we got to step out of the hive, if we want to rise at this point in time. So
Yeah, because the hive will want to keep you in with them, like
Mhm.
eating craft dinner and shit, like drinking Pepsi and pizza and pogos and name it, all the
Yes.
low vibration stuff. But often also we're not really aware. Like you said, it was a decision. It's a decision to stay in low vibration.
Mhm.
So often I can kind of debate that a little bit, because if I go with my own experience, I
Right.
didn't really know anything better than the hive, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know I could live my dream, live my biggest aspiration, live to my higher self and all that stuff. I was completely lost in this. Like I
Hmm.
knew there was something wrong with the world. It's not human to go kill each other in wars and stuff. So I knew right there. I had love in my heart and I see people killing each other. Okay, there's something wrong with the world, but you don't know so much until you do a dive deep and then doing a big introspection on yourself and after the world and stuff. So it, it's gotta, you have to realize also that exactly maybe someone that step out of the hive maybe should be followed more than the one that are staying within the hive.
Hmm.
Definitely there is something there, but it's very hard for someone that is deep inside the hive to even realize there's something else than the hive.
It's so true.
So often you need a tragedy to wake you up. It's you're
Hmm.
gonna break a leg, you're gonna break an arm, something bad's gonna happen to you. You're gonna lose someone you love, or
Hmm.
something deep will trigger you for you to wake up. Because
Yeah.
if not, you will never. There's people going all their life never realizing anything and keep drinking Pepsi and get sick and shit and they're still on Pepsi after. And like I'm
Yes.
giving Pepsi as an example because there's other drinks too, beer and shit. You can name it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna start making a list of the bad food. It would be very long. We would be here for the whole spring, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but it's often not even known that there is something outside of that. And it's like the Truman Show, not Truman, but Truman Show.
Right.
Like you're inside a bubble, concept illusion and stuff, and you don't even know that there's something outside. So
Hmm.
that was the case for me, and I'm sure it's the case for many, and many can relate to what I say here. Relove, relove, relove,
Right.
relove to what I'm saying because we're stuck trapped in this dark world of Babylon, and until we realize that there is light, love, higher and divine, all that good bliss, that those good galactic emotion that we can experience here
Hmm.
on Earth. Wow, you go towards that. Once you know it, why would you stay in low vibration? Because you don't know there's something else. I often think that's how I perceive my reality. That's how I processed my life, as I didn't even know. I
Yeah.
was so astonished to even start being creative at one point, and like not only creative creating something physical, but creating great relationship with others on the same path of evolution. That's being creative too.
Hmm.
Once you just destroy and destroy and destroy, that's not being creative. Creation has to do with creating something, not destroying something. And we're all into auto destruction from the moment we're born to till you realize you're in the hive and you're destroying yourself day after day. You will never, never realize anything. So you gotta realize, realize, realize. And
Yeah.
the first lies is you living it because you're stuck inside a hive and you should be on a different road, higher in divine bliss, all the good stuff that this life has to offer.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm going. I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm on the road to
Right.
higher in divine, definitely. And I
Mhm.
ain't stopping this train, this love train, for no freaking hive mentality or hive thinking, or because also the hive, you have to be careful because it's also could be categorized as a cult of oops.
Mhm.
Often you think you're gonna step out of the hive, but it's just to end up into another hive.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be careful with that. You should go in free air, not be stuck in a box. The hive
Right.
is a box. Bees are stuck inside a box. So you don't want to be in the box. You want to live outside the box. So
Hmm.
make sure if you step out of that hive, it's not just to re-enter another hive,
Yeah.
because that's what it is here. It's a cult of oops, and you will oop from cult to cult to cult to cult until you realize that it's all cultish and occult. So then you start, okay, I gotta take my own road here, do my own stuff, and so yeah. So just be careful you don't enter another hive on your way out to your hive. But there's so much to realize and to. all this didn't came to me overnight. I'm 10 years on YouTube,
Right.
seeking reality and stuff. So obviously, with time, you realize more and more. And
Hmm.
imagine in 10 years, all the wisdom I'm going to spit out here of my mouth. Not spit out, but I'm going to give out of that's going to come out of my being. It's going to be even better. So I'm working on myself, getting better in interviewing and stuff. I'm
Right.
more calm than I was. Like I was I watched stuff I did before, and I was so hyper sometimes. I was, but that's what happened also when you start going out of the hive is you find joy and happiness like you've never found before. So
Right.
of course you're gonna see some stuff I've done here. I was like super high, not just on weed, but high on life.
Right.
I'm always high on weed. That's not a question, but that is always within me. But eye on life, you become eye on life, and that's
Yeah.
the feeling. First of all, that I put the focus on. It's not smoking joint and stuff. It's
Right.
more the high on life, and that's the
Hmm.
what I want to culti love more and more.
Yes.
It's that feeling. So it's either you have a feeling, and your feelings are very limited into the hive also. So you want to experience something different. Let go of the hype. Let go. Start thinking for yourself. Let go of all the people that think the same. You know, you can have your own realization here. You don't need nobody to realize stuff for you. You have eyes, just like me. You can observe. You can introspect. You can meditate. You can all the good stuff you can do with your body to help you ascend or evolve or yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
But next is the Hive Bravado, Frank.
Yeah. So, continuing on the same thread,
Yeah,
hive
up
bravado.
on the Hive topic.
Yeah, right. In most, the confidence to do nonsense comes only from the hive encouragement and security blanket. Most creatures who roar like lions with hive backing turn into squealing rats when separated from the hive. When alone, people lose most of the bravado, which made them challenge even the divine.
Yeah, la bravade de ruche. Chez la plupart des gens, la confiance de faire des absurdités vit seulement de l'encouragement de la ruche et de sa couverture de sécurité. La plupart des créatures qui rugissent comme des lions avec le soutien de la ruche se transforment en rats, couinant une fois séparés de la ruche. Quand isolés, les gens oublient leur bravade qui les avait même poussés à mettre le divin au défi. And that's what the hive bravado does. You're gonna see someone higher and divine in front of you, and you're gonna completely. A fool will always, despite the word of wisdom you give them in their face, they will laugh at you in your face. So
Mhm.
you got to be careful with fools. There's many fools. It's a circus out there. There's a lot of fools, a lot of people that are unaware that they are fools also. That's even worse.
Mhm.
Some know that they are fools and they're okay with being fools. And
Right.
okay, go. Do your own path like this. It's your choice.
Right.
But there's some people also that don't really know nothing much more than
Mhm.
what they have experienced. So yeah, they're really brave and bold when it comes to being in the mentality of the whole, like talking about politics and stuff and the stuff everyone talks about them. But when you start talking about you and your being and your state of being and your nonsense and your habits and stuff, whoa, it's a whole different thing. Now you realize you might not be supporting a higher and divine path in your action. So for sure, the hive bravado brings a whole lot of action that are detrimental, that are not good for you. So
Mhm.
once you start leaving, realizing that you're brave only because you speak the same words of everyone and you think like everyone else. Now, maybe the real bravery is taking your own path, start thinking for yourself. You don't need another The system is basically another man's voice in your head, and you have too many voices in your head. We have so many voices that we hear constantly and bringing us down instead of bringing us up. But outside of the hive bravado, you don't need that. You don't need to, because, like I said, you will be so supported and guided and inspired by iron divine forces that you won't even worry about. I don't worry about coming here and find something to say. I know I will. I know I will. I know it. I know I will be inspired because I'm called to dance and I'm dancing big time.
Yes.
I will be inspired, but often we don't think we're gonna find the inspiration or the bravery in the moment. But yeah, if you often you will think like that if you're stuck with the hive bravado mentality, definitely. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he says here. So Frank, just before we'll finish, maybe with this one today.
Sure. Yeah. We get all this false confidence to participate in things that are, um, you know, self-destructive, anti-nature, anti-divine. I mean, this whole thing of, you can just think about everybody cheering you on as you're doing some type of like intoxication ritual,
Yeah,
where people are doing like a keg stand, or they're like
yeah,
doing the beer bong or whatever, and
yeah,
and everybody is cheering you on, and then like literally in the worst case scenario, people die from that, from different types of like drug overdoses, and they were maybe in a situation where the crowd was cheering them on. Oh, you're doing it. You're what do you call it? Like you're passing through the haze ritual of like everyone, like we all have to do this because this is how we operate in this backwards society or whatever. But like, would you put yourself in that situation if it was just you? No, you would not, because in those type of scenarios, you end up, you know, you're participating in that type of situation because of the encouragement of all the other ones, not because it's out of your own choice, So yeah, most of the, like P says, the confidence comes from all of the other people encouraging you. But if it was just you and nature, if it was just you and divine alone, then you wouldn't be making that choice for yourself. And yeah, it's unfortunate that that is the momentum and the flow of these times, to basically go against divine, go against your own nature, go against your own well-being.
I say it
But
often. It's a default state. It
yeah,
is a default state. Like,
exactly. But yeah, like P says, all of that confidence and all of that bravado, it melts really fast when you just look at it in the bright perspective. When you just look at it and you're honest and you're sincere with yourself about, if you, and it's not that you have to make any type of choice, but when you operate from a perspective of real intelligence and real, really looking at yourself and really saying, hey, you know what, I don't want any more pain and misery. Like, how do I start to turn the tide? And you start to see what are the pieces that build well-being, what are the pieces, what are the actions necessary to start to build health, and not only like physical health, but like mental, spiritual balance and health. There are actions that we can take, and that's not commonly taught or found in today's day and age, at least through a lot of the public outlets. There are little bits and pieces of how we can really take care of ourselves through different um, avenues, and people are starting to uh, awaken to these kinds of things of how to actually live in a balanced way. But we can't look to like the massive the mass
You
thing.
said in a public outlet and stuff, and it's true. Because
Yeah.
even when I go to the supermarket, it's not stuff I will bring up. Like you think I'm gonna talk about living your dream to the guy that's been placing stuff on the shelf for 40 years and like bro, you should live your dream, and like the mentality is not there. The creativity and the mentality of bringing your being to life. Like you're born dead with life. We're gonna have a song soon about that. I told one of
Oh,
my guys to go on with the born dead with life. But if you don't realize that the hive thing is dead stuff,
right.
well, you're gonna be stuck in that your whole life, and it's you're gonna die prematurely. Why do we have to die prematurely? Like, I don't get it. We're born premature and we
Hmm.
die premature very often.
Right.
So if you don't realize that, yeah, you're born dead with life, you will never bring life into your life. But
Hmm.
it's a realization, it's all same like your I've bravado stuff. It's all realization. Like
Yeah.
you have to realize you're stuck in a box.
Right. And
You want to
so,
add anything else, Frank?
yeah, it's just it's great to be able to hear these perspectives, to really hear, you know, like P is somebody who really has taken a very discerning observation of what's happening here, and not only can he tell like where people have gone wrong, but he can actually give a positive advice as to like what you can do to change. Because it's not hard to see like how like tumultuous our situation is here on Earth at this time, with the nature of people and the way things are going. But so much as like, okay, well, we can see what's bad, but like, what do we do? Like, what do we, how do we change ourselves? And so, yeah, it's just a real positive thing that we're able to hear, Pete's perspective on how to live in a positive and evolving way. I'm
Yeah, we
grateful for
should we should all see PT as a great blessing on earth, definitely. And yourself also, you are a great blessing if you can bring yourself to that higher and divine state. Like he's a great
it.
example to follow. That's what I'm saying. Like he has stepped out outside of the hive, and you should look to him for teaching and stuff. But then you also have to make your own realization. Like he's not here
Yeah.
to save anybody or to. He's not a. He's not gonna save you from your hive bravado and all that stuff.
We have to
But
put in our own book, right?
yeah, he's gonna help you like find a way. And maybe your ways into music is into art, some painting, some whatever you can do.
Hmm.
You can always do it in a way that it brings something of value for the earth, for humanity.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be in the hive mentality. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, music, whatever, and
Hmm.
putting it in lyrics and truth in lyrics and stuff. And I find that it's a great time to be alive. Honestly, it's
Oh
a
yeah.
great, great time to be alive. And I give thanks a lot for being here on this earth at this time and
Hmm.
the opportunity that we have to wake up as a whole. And we have so much tools on our end also to look at this, the YouTube.
Yeah.
You're in North Carolina, you are now?
Yes. Uh-huh.
North Carolina, I'm in Quebec. Here we talk live and direct in the tube. The other day, sometimes I'm with the people from Australia, Arthur and Fiona from
Hmm.
Australia, man.
Right.
Like I can get now a perspective from someone in Australia, like PT, India, UK, all that stuff.
Right.
Like
That's
it,
wild.
just that is wonderful. The opportunity that we are given in this time to wake up and realize what we have been doing so wrong for so many years as a whole.
Hmm.
It's time to change. And I think a lot of us are seeing that time of change as something very positive. I do. I
Hmm.
don't see wars and negativity. I see love, light, positivity, and people waking up, definitely, because you see the world as you are. So if we all see the world as we are, we're all going to have a new hive at one point. And the hive, it's okay if you have a hive mind stuck on evolution.
Right. That's
Like
the
it's
one.
okay the hive mind,
The
but
one.
stuck it on evolution, not on devolution and destroying
Exactly.
yourself and harming yourself
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I don't mind having a hive, like we're all want to fit in and stuff, but
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
don't you try to fit in with the truth, reality of your being?
That's the thing. Definitely.
We'll leave it like that. Boom. Words of wisdom.
I love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Frank, I love you very much. And
Much love
that's
to
it.
you,
And
Stanley.
much love every time. Everyone listening, watching, sometimes you can just be listening to our voice. Well, we're sending you a tremendous amount of love. It's all love.
Yes.
And hopefully, we install a new hive mentality at one point.
Yes.
That's it. So we're out. Greetings, everyone. It was a pleasure, an honor. Me, I feel that I'm overwhelmed by the opportunity and the. So I just do it. Like I say all the time, I come here, I just do it. Don't
Yeah.
think too much. If you think too much, it's gonna bring you back into the hive mentality, and you're gonna probably stop yourself. So
Hmm.
in the process, so don't think too much. Just do it. If it's good for you, good for your vibe, good for the world, do it.
Yeah.
Boom. We're out. See ya.
Peaceful ones ahead.
Peace.
Yes.
Representers of the peace.